Yo guys, in this video we are going to discuss about Sygna Lusamine and Necrozma and if it is worth it to scout for them. Enjoy! Yo yo yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Yeah, this team's called Grunt. And this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, in this video we are going to talk about Sygna Lusamine and Necrozma, the upcoming Master Fair banner of the quarter of the year. And yeah, if you haven't subscribe yet, and make sure you subscribe, hit the subscribe button. You're not losing anything, and yeah, you're in the perfect place for Pokemon Masters EX content. So if you've been watching my videos, or if this is your first time and you've learned something, make sure help out the channel by subscribing. We have just hit 7,000 and it would be awesome to have you in our journey to get to 10k or even higher. And then make sure you also help out by hitting the thumbs up button, because every single thumbs up somehow helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps this video get spread out and gets more exposure and stuff. So, help share the video or just give this a thumbs up, and that will help very much. So thank you for that. And if you want to bring the support a little bit further, you can become a member of my channel, like my awesome members up there who have been supporting me for the past year. Thank you, Shadow Phil, So Nicholas, and all you guys for all the support. A lot of you almost at 1 year. Thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, Sygna Lusamine is coming out pretty soon. November 30. By the time this is uploaded, I uploaded this on November 28th. So 2 days from now, we will be having Sygna Lusamine. And again, if you are living in the West, probably deduct 1 day. That's November 29 or something like that. And I think we will also be receiving our rewards for the community event on November 29, because it says 28 on the Twitter page. That means 29 on Asia and stuff. And yeah, her banner lasts roughly 1 month, slightly less than 1 month, and she's the only Master Fair out of the bunch. We have had Sygna GRIMSLEY, or rather KIMONO GRIMSLEY, come out a couple of days ago. We have Sonia by the end of the year, December 23. They're both Spotlight Scouts. And then after around slightly more than 1 week after Sygna Lusamine, we have Classic Alessa, who's gonna last December 9 until December 22. They will also have their individual, sync pair analysis videos as the time arrives. After that, we have the 2 seasonals, which is Sygna or rather Holiday Leon and Holiday Nessa. Holiday Leon, amazing Ice-type striker. Holiday Nessa, amazing hail setter. But we're here to talk about Sygna Lusamine, so let's just discuss about Sygna Lusamine right now. Is she worth it? Well, in a technical viewpoint like this, Master Fairs are superior to Poke Fairs, which are superior to seasonals, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. And Spotlight Scouts. In terms of rarity, we have never had a Master Fair rerun, ever. We have had seasonal reruns. We never had a Master Fair rerun, but I'm guessing that it will happen soon. So probably assume that a Master Fair runs or arrives like 1 year. You can scout the Master Fair again the next year. I'm just assuming that it might be something like that. So if you want to, in terms of rarity, probably Master Fair is much rarer now than anything else. And followed by seasonals, which appear once a year but probably will have a rerun a little bit earlier than the next year or something like that. Poke Fairs normally rerun for somewhere in between 3 to 9 months. Somewhere in there. Sometimes Poke Fairs just come out immediately. Sometimes it takes forever, like the Yantha. And I think Marnie also took forever to rerun. But they rerun in a span of between 3 months to 9 months. And then Spotlight Scouts, you know, when their banner ends, they're permanent on the next few banners. So, for example, Sygna Suit Grimsley only lasts until December 9. No, that's the last day of Sygna Suit Grimsley. So I am assuming, if I look at this correctly, Sygna Suit or rather, Alolan Kimono Grimsley, I'm so confused, will not appear on Classic LS's banner, but will be appearing on Holiday Leon and Holiday Nessus banners. Meanwhile, you know, limited units like Poke Fairs and Master Fairs will never appear on other banners, so make sure if you want them, go get them. That's the only thing I can tell you. But Master Fairs, there are advantages to scouting for Master Fairs. Number one, there is a 12% chance of getting a 5-star unit. A random 5-star, 12% chance versus the 7% chance of going for Spotlight Scouts or Seasonal Scouts, and the 10% chance of going for Poke Fair Scouts. But the downside is there's only a 1% chance of getting Lusamine, of getting the featured Master Fair unit. So keep that in mind. And if you are scouting, if you want to scout for Sygna Suit Lusamine, make sure you save up, because a lot of people get shafted in Master Fair banners. A lot. Don't even say that I didn't warn you. But the good thing is, this month, or rather starting from November 26, if I'm not mistaken, until December 31, you get more than 30,000 gems, and you are only a couple of, you know, gems short to go for a scout points for Sygna Suit Lusamine. So if you want Sygna Suit Lusamine, and if you are scared of not being able to scout and will not pay any money to get paid gems, start saving up, and maybe if you're unlucky, you can reach scout points. And then what else do I have to say? Master Fairs, the first 5 multiples, you get some awesome presents. So if you are not exactly considering Sygna Suit Lusamine, consider scouting at least 5 times, or consider doing 5 multiples. And by the way, multiples probably much better than single pulls at this rate, at least for the first 5. Consider scouting the first 5 multiples so that you get the presents, because the presents are nice. I think you get 5-star power-ups, you get candy coins and stuff. So yeah, do that. But now let us go into more detail on Sygna Suit Lusamine, starting with this screen. Which again, if you see this, that means congratulations, you have successfully scouted for Sygna Suit Lusamine and Necrozma. Unleash your power to protect Pokemon, or people and Pokemon alike. Let's enjoy her sync move animation right now. I like that shing. Nice. Poor dead Lucario. Poor dead Lucario. Anyway, she has 2 different attacks. First is Mirror Shot. It's a 2-move gauge attack. Low accuracy, if I'm not mistaken, it's 85, or I think it's 85. Correct me if I'm wrong. Prismatic Laser is a 100% accuracy 4-move gauge attack. Meanwhile, Mirror Shot 2-move gauge has a 30% chance of lowering the opponent's accuracy. And the thing about Lusamine is that once she uses a sync move, all her attacks become AoE attacks. So instead of just attacking one opponent, she becomes hitting all opponents. So Mirror Shot has a 30% chance of lowering everyone by 1. Prismatic Laser, very powerful psychic type attack, hits everyone as well. And then you know Dire Hit Plus. Luminous Love is a very interesting trainer move. It lowers your sync move countdown by 2. Normally it's just by 1. This one is by 2. And then raises or maximizes your special attack. And it doesn't lower defenses. It lowers your speed stat, which is not bad at all. Because there are a lot of sync pairs that can raise speed stat now, like Skyla, or, you know, those sync pairs with Team Fast Track. I think one of them is like Lieutenant Surge and Raichu, Team Fast Track. Just use that and, you know, your speed, or rather, just do something and your speed stat go up for everyone. So, there's an MP refresh later on for Luminous Love. And if you're able to, you know, get that MP refresh working, I think it would be awesome to spam Luminous Love if you can make that happen. That sync move countdown just jumps down so quickly. Sync move, immediately. That's fun. And then her sync move, Loving Light, that burns the sky, just transforms Necrozma into Ultra Necrozma. By the way, this is Duskmane Necrozma. And then I think this is not your Solgaleo, so don't worry, she will not steal your Solgaleo. She has her own Solgaleo. And then Alola Spirit, as what, you know, Master Fair units have, they have a Master Passive skill that affects every single sync pair in the field, you know, your allies. It powers up everyone's special attack by 20%. And then it reduces the special attack damage you receive by 25%. And, you know, the more Alolan sync pairs you have, the higher your percentages are. This does not apply to sync moves. This only applies to normal attacks. So, Prismatic Laser, Mirror Shot, or anyone else's special attacks, this applies. And I think it stacks if you have other Master Fair sync pairs in your team. This will stack with others. I think, I'm pretty confident it does. She gets Healthy Super Hit at the start of the battle. If your HP is full, that means most of the time, except if you have max HP 50%, or in Battle Villa where you use her and you're not yet full HP, you will have a super effective up next effect. Entry freebie, first move gonna be free, so you're free to use Prismatic Laser immediately. And then we have Expand Reach, which again, if you have used a sync move and Duskmane Necrozma transforms into Ultra Necrozma, your attacks hit everyone, which is awesome. But your sync move doesn't, until you make her 6-star EX, because she is a striker. And then, once you Mega Evolve, or not really Mega Evolve, but I forgot the term. Let me know in the comments what term it is. Transformation, something transform. I forgot, I totally forgot. Her stats, look at her stats, guys. Her HP from 271 becomes 325. By the way, these are level 135 stats if anyone raises that up. Defense goes up to 152, and, you know, all stats increase except HP. Which is awesome, because the game decided to shaft Anniversary Steven, and, you know, his speed stat increase and just speed stat. That sucks. Lusamine, at least, did not receive that horrible treatment. Every single stat got a buff. A nice buff at that. And if I'm not mistaken, at level 140, the speed stat goes up to 400 something, if I'm not mistaken. And remember, if you have 6-star EX her, which highly recommended, HP goes up by 100, every other stat goes up by 40 for the base stats. And if you have transformed, the increases are even higher. So do that if you have Lusamine. And then, as you might know, entry freebie and healthy super hit changes once you transform into super duper effective 2 and move gauge refresh 4. Now, super duper effective 2, you know, powers up mirror shot or prismatic laser if the opponent is weak to steel or psychic type. Move gauge refresh 4. Every single time you use an attack, there's a 50% chance of charging up your move gauge. Which is awesome, because 50% chance of bringing back one move gauge is important, especially for Prismatic Laser, which is a 4 move gauge attack. And then, for someone who can increase her critical hit rate on her own, definitely Critical Strike 2 would be the best lucky skill to give her. So let's move on to her Synchro Tiles. I have discussed this in my nutshell or overall analysis video, but let's just review this. 1 out of 5, you get Dire Hit MP Refresh 2. 2 out of 5, you get this MP Refresh 2 for her trainer move, Luminous Love, which again, if you're able to trigger this, you know, you can spam Luminous Love. It only decreases your speed. It increases or maximizes your special attack, and then it also decreases your sync move countdown by 2. I think that's the most important thing, that sync move countdown -2 decrease. If you are able to get this MP refresh, I would love to spam Luminous Love. Precognition 3 and Weird Vibes 1 has everything to do with Psychic Terrain. So if I'm not mistaken, there's only one unit until now that can create Psychic Terrain, and that is Bianca and Musharna. So if you have Bianca and Musharna, you can get Precognition 3 and Weird Vibes 1, which will help you increase the speed of your move gauge as well as power up your moves. And, you know, Weird Vibes 1 not only applies to Prismatic Laser, it also applies to Mirror Shot. So Mirror Shot and Prismatic Laser get powered up through Weird Vibes 1. And don't forget as well that normal Psychic type attacks already get powered up with Psychic Terrain. So this is a double increase in damage. So Prismatic Laser gets powered up through Psychic Terrain. And if you get Weird Vibes 1, it gets further powered up. But the power up through Psychic Terrain does not apply to Mirror Shot unless you get Weird Vibes 1. So keep that in mind. And then you get 2 Sync Move Tiles or Sync Nuke Tiles at 2 out of 5. You get another 2 at 3 out of 5. And this is where she gets really, really powerful. 3 out of 5. Just having your special attack raised gives you Brain Sync 5. Makes your sync move around 50% more powerful. Critical Strike 1 powers up your attacks and sync moves if they become critical hits. Discombobulate 4, 50% chance of lowering accuracy of your target or targets when you attack them. So again, earlier, we have Mirror Shot, which has a 30% chance of lowering the accuracy of the opponent. If you get Discombobulate 4, you get another 50% chance of lowering the opponent's accuracy when you use Mirror Shot. That's 30 plus 50 equals 80. Or, you know, this applies also to Prismatic Laser, which hits everyone, very strong Psychic type attack. Also, 50% chance of lowering everyone's accuracy stat. So that's awesome, but can we fit that into the sync grid? We'll have to discuss that later. Double Down 9 if the opponent is weak to Psychic type attacks. Your sync move gets stronger by 90 to 100%. I'm not exactly sure about the numbers, but it gets powered up. Hide and Sync. The more the opponent's accuracy has been lowered, the stronger your sync move is. So this is where you want to use Mirror Shot, at least 30% chance of lowering everyone's accuracy. One or everyone's accuracy. So the lower their accuracy is, the stronger your sync move is gonna be. Mirror Shot on a roll raises the chance of lowering the opponent's accuracy stat. I think this doubles the chances, so 30 to 60%. I think it's something like that. Prismatic Laser, Propulsion 1. Every time you use Prismatic Laser, you have a 20% chance of lowering your sync move countdown. And another 2 sync nuke tiles. So, as I said earlier, is it possible to get probably Discombobulate for plus Hide and Sync? Is that the best way you want to build Lusamine and Necrozma? Well, here we go. This is a 1 out of 5 grid that I have thought of. So at 1 out of 5, you are able to get everything and sus at the orbs spent. Evil number. 1 out of 5, you get 1 copy of Lusamine. You don't have to worry about anything. Just hope that you don't get trolled by the original Lusamine and get Sygna Suit Lusamine instead. So you're able to get everything at 1 out of 5. At 2 out of 5, you get 2 choices. You get to choose whether you want Prismatic Laser or Mirror Shot. And there are several ways you want to do this. So this is one way you want to probably do this. Again, there's no right or incorrect. There's no incorrect sync grid tile. It's situational. You know, there's no fixed sync grid as well. You probably have to change that from time to time. But so far, I got 2 sync nuke tiles over here. Loving Love? What? Luminous Love. Loving Love. Luminous Love MP Refresh 2. This is Prismatic Laser. I got 2 sync nuke tiles. I got MP Refresh or Move Gauge Refresh. And this is one way I would build her. Another way I would build her with same Prismatic Laser is if I have Bianca to help me with Psychic Terrain. And this is how I would build her. We got Precognition 3 and Weird Vibes. And actually, I can take out that Precognition 3 and keep Weird Vibes on. That's another way we can build this. And instead of going for that second sync nuke tile, I just removed that and went for something like this. Again, another way is to go for Mirror Shot. So this is a Mirror Shot build. Again, getting that Luminous Love, MP Refresh, going for 2 sync nuke tiles, and going for accuracy buffs on Mirror Shot, and a Mirror Shot Move Gauge Refresh 3. No, to lower the accuracy of the opponent as quickly as possible. And if you do this together with some evasive buffs, it probably will be difficult for the opponent to hit you. And that's 3 out of 5. I think this is the only way I would build her. There are several ways, but this is the way that I can get as many multipliers as possible. And that's Hide and Sync, Brain Sync, and Double Down 9. We cannot get the Critical Strike 1 at the bottom, which is sad. We cannot get the Propulsion 1 at the bottom as well. We cannot get Discombobulate 4 and Mirror Shot on a roll 1. But this makes your sync move extremely powerful. 2 sync nuke tiles, 1 power up for Prismatic Laser, Hide and Sync. And yeah, I think this is how I would build her unless I do not plan to sync with her. Which is stupid, because if you do not sync with her, you will not get the Expand Reach. I guess there's a way, you know what, let me experiment with this. What if I remove Hide and Sync and just go for Discombobulate 4? Maybe I want Discombobulate 4. What if I remove this and this? And actually, let me put this here. Put this here and remove Sync plus 25. Probably something like that can also work. Again, there are countless possibilities, and it's up to you whatever possibility you want to work on. But I think I'm sticking with this one, I think. So, that is our sync grid builds for her. Now, let's move on to the another, coming back to the screen. Let's come back, or let's look into how she fares compared to the other units of this update. So, as you can see over here in my next slide, here, with Sygna Lusamine actually has the highest HP out of everyone at 724. This is followed by Nessa at 713, and the lowest is actually GRIMSLEY or KIMONO GRIMSLEY at 544, who also has the lowest special attack and the lowest speed stat. Meanwhile, Sygna Lusamine has the highest HP and special attack and speed, with not too bad defenses for a striker, but this is considering that she has used her sync move, because before she uses her sync move, her stats or her defense stats are quite low. So this is Ultra Necrozma stats. Holiday Leon has the highest attack stat with the lowest special defense. Sonia, typical for a support unit, has the highest defense and special defense. And the rest, Holiday Nessa and Classic Alessa, are somewhere in the middle. And over here with their multipliers, we can see that Sygna Lusamine actually has one of the highest multipliers so far with a striker. That's not too hard to set up, because Holiday Leon, as you can see over here, has Freezer Burn 2, Freezer Burn 5, Heavy Hail 2, Heavy Hail 5, and super effective up next. Super effective up next is probably the easiest way to set up out of everything here. He just has to defeat an opponent using Glacial Lance and he'll have a super effective up next. But Freezer Burn 2, Freezer Burn 5, you have to freeze the opponent and you have to time it properly that you use your sync move when the opponent is frozen, which in most cases is quite difficult to do for the center opponent. Heavy Hail 2 and Heavy Hail 5 has a lot or everything to do with hail. It has to be hailing, and right now there's no sync pair yet with an MP refresh for hail, if I'm not mistaken. There is Summer Steven, which has hail on sync. There is a Holiday Rosa, hail on entry. There is Candice, who does not have a sync grid yet, but it's gonna come quite soon. I think it's gonna be coming on December 25 though. Not sure what day she gets her sync grid. Holiday Nessa getting a very nice 50% MP refresh on hail. But for now, hail is, limited. But by the time Holiday Leon comes out, it probably will be not too limited already. So that's the thing. I'm just saying that Sygna Lusamine sync move multipliers are not very difficult to trigger. Brain Sync 5, you only need to use one trainer move in order to do that. Critical Strike 1, well, you can ignore that because we cannot get Critical Strike 1. Double Now 9, as long as the opponent's weak to Psychic, you get that multiplier. Hide and Sync, you have to lower the opponent's accuracy. I guess with the first sync move, it's gonna be hard to do this because you're only able to attack one opponent, and it's up to you if you want to use Mirror Shot on that single opponent or not. But after the sync move, you're able to hit everyone using your attacks. So I think Hide and Sync will probably trigger starting from the second sync move onwards, if you decide to sync with Sygna Lusamine for the first sync move. We got super duper effective 2 and super effective up next. Super duper effective 2 after you use your sync move. Super effective up next, start of the battle. If your HP is full, you have a super effective up next effect. And Weird Vibes again has to do with Psychic Terrain. And then over here we have Classic Alessa and Nessa, who has very little sync move multipliers for tech units. And then there's Kimono Grimsley with Haymaker, but you have to have 3 copies of him before you're able to do that. So, very nice kit with Sygna Suit Lusamine, but how does she compare with the other psychic types? You know, we have Mewtwo, we have Giovanni and Mewtwo, you know, free to play sync pair, extremely high special attack stat. If you actually check Sygna Suit Lusamine's special attack stat, it's only 364. Mewtwo's wait, I forgot to show this, sorry. But again, these numbers are computed by Jack and Bernard in my Discord, so check these out right now because I've already discussed them. Now I'm gonna move on to Mewtwo. Mewtwo's stats are extremely high. I'm not sure why I failed to change the colors here. Kind of want to change the colors right now. End updated. Okay guys, as you can see over here, this is just, you know, earlier Lusamine stats seem impressive, but now with Giovanni included, just check out that extremely high special attack stat of Giovanni versus Lusamine's special attack stat. Yes, Sygna Suit Lusamine still has the highest HP, but now her speed stat pales in comparison with Giovanni's 511 speed stat, and her 364 special attack stat pales in comparison with the 575. And these are 5-star stats, guys. So remember that we also get a free, you know, 6-star EX form of Giovanni, so you can assume that his HP went up to 600 something, and the stats are even higher, special attack at 600 something. So yeah, Giovanni just blasts Lusamine away in terms of stats. But stats are not everything, as I always say, and I think this is one of the best examples for that. So let us check the multipliers they have right now. So as you can see over here, Sygna Suit Lusamine, a lot of multipliers for Striker, as I said. Bianca, Lear, and Professor Oak are all tech sync pairs, but they're the most often used psychic types. Yes, there are other psychic types. There is Kalem. I don't exactly see a lot of people use Kalem at all. There is, I think, tech sync pair. If you want to make him better, you have to use tech move candies, which I did not use that on him. There is Caitlyn, the normal Caitlyn, also a psychic type, but you don't see Caitlyn used often. You normally see Bianca, you normally see Professor Oak, because I think they're just better sync pairs. So this is my comparison for them. I'm putting Bianca here as well because of Psychic Terrain. And you know how Bianca is very strong when she uses stored power. So yeah, we put Bianca here. Giovanni, Lear, very strong psychic type. And then Professor Oak. As you can see, Bianca has power reserves too. If you're low on health, stronger damage, I think that's built into her. Brain Teaser, the lower the opponent's special defense is, I think, the stronger the attack damage of Psychic and stored power. Meanwhile, that's also her sync move multiplier. Giovanni, power reserves 2, low HP of the opponent. Brain Teaser, the lower the opponent's special defense is, same. Critical Strike 3, land critical hits. Smarty Pants is the counterpart or the same thing for Bianca, the lower the opponent's special defense is, the stronger the sync move damage. Giovanni just high stats, very very strong stats. Meanwhile, Lear, built in, he has Snatch, so if the opponent has no increased stats, that means 0 or negative, he has a built-in multiplier. Rising Tide, on the other hand, the higher the stats of Lear is, the stronger the sync move damage. You got Furious Brain for Hyperspace Hole. I think that's the higher the special attack stat is, the stronger Hyperspace Hole will be. And then there's super effective or super duper effective one for Hyperspace Hole. If the opponent's weak to Psychic, Hyperspace Hole deals more damage. Mio, on the other hand, Dirty Fighting 3 means the opponent's afflicted by a status condition. Weather Surge 3, if there are weather conditions in effect, that means hail, rain, sunny day, sandstorm. Professor Oak's moves become more powerful. Blind Spot, the higher your evasiveness is, the stronger the sync move damage. Inertia, the higher Professor Oak's speed is, the higher the damage. And if you did not notice, guys, Professor Oak stats are everything the same. He has very low HP, but attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed are all even across the board. And he's not too bad. Every time he attacks, he also lowers one stat of the enemy. So that's pretty cool. Now, with these in line, can Lusamine actually beat Giovanni in terms of damage and everything? Now, as we all know, Lear is currently the king of Sync Nuke damage in terms of Psychic. I'm not sure if other types Lear actually is superior to everyone, but so far what I know is Lear has the highest Sync Nuke damage for all Psychic types. So can Lusamine actually beat Lear? Well, here are the numbers, guys. Courtesy of, again, Bernard and Jack. And these are what we get. Lusamine, or Sygna Suit Lusamine, is currently the king, or the queen actually, of DPS with 4,729,168. And if you guys are, new, again, there are lots of conditions happening here. Stats have to be maxed. Psychic terrain has to be there. And I'm not sure if it's 5 out of 5, I think, and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. I discussed this in my overall analysis. If you want to know the specifics, just watch that one. And Giovanni was a little bit beaten by a little bit less than 1 million DPS for Giovanni. So now Lusamine is stronger than Giovanni in terms of not only DPS, but also in sync move damage. So stats, who cares about stats when Lusamine can perform better than Giovanni? So Giovanni is not the superior psychic type unit anymore. But again, Giovanni is free. So, if it's highly recommended that you scout for Lusamine, but if you want, you can skip and keep Giovanni instead, because Giovanni is still superior. Very much strong, but as you can see over here, Lusamine cannot beat Lear in terms of sync nuke damage. Cannot beat Lear. Professor Oak, a little bit less than that. Normally, these attacks are their strongest attacks. So initially, Bianca's numbers were a little bit lower because they computed this as psychic, but I told them to compute this based on stored power. So if you use stored power, 3,092,418 DPS. And that's the numbers, guys. That's the numbers. So, Lusamine or Sygna Suit Lusamine beats Giovanni in terms of both DPS and sync nuke damage. But, you know, Lusamine is not just a psychic type. She also has one steel type move. And I had to include that because, you know, for the numbers and for everything. So, this is also where I include KIMONO GRIMSLEY, since I was not able to exactly talk about KIMONO GRIMSLEY in general. So I think these are the most common steel types right now. I did not include Solgaleo because I did not have enough space. I am sorry. But just Solgaleo's DPS is strong, but sync move damage is not exactly that strong. So in terms of sync move, Lusamine, you know, is psychic type, so we're just considering, I guess, attack damage here. So just ignore what I said about about Solgaleo. In terms of comparison with with GRIMSLEY, Gloria, Raihan, and Steven over here, with Steven with Power Chain, which is worthless because co-op. These are the numbers. So probably as expected, Lusamine, not exactly the best steel type user to use because she is a psychic type unit. But, you know, her numbers are not exactly far behind Steven's, and there are other sync pairs with weaker DPS, other sync pairs with much weaker DPS. KIMONO GRIMSLEY has the highest sync nuke damage out of every single steel type right now. And yep, that's basically it. So, that's it. That's it for the numbers, I guess. So, what do we have to say? Again, GRIMSLEY, or rather Sygna Lusamine, is probably the meta right now. One of the strongest units. Cannot say that she is the strongest unit, but one of the strongest units right now. She's a Master Fair. Again, 1% chance of scouting for her. If you want to scout, if you don't want to scout, rather, and you know, probably do it for the presence. Just do 5 multi-pulls, and you know, you might get lucky in the process, accidentally scouting Sygna Lusamine. But you know, again, as I said, Master Fairs have not had a rerun yet. And you know, if you decide not to scout for her, probably you'll not see her in 1 year or stuff like that. Or if the game does not rerun Master Fair, which probably they will. And yeah, her moves, her stats, quite strong. Her you know, let me just go back a little bit. Her defenses are not that bad. Giovanni's defense and special defense are 104. For a striker, Sygna Lusamine's defense is pretty good. This is funny considering the normal Lusamine's defenses were horrible. So as a striker unit, she's pretty bulky. Bulky with high HP and bulky with high defense for a striker. And normally, you get high HP for strikers with recoil damage. Sygna Lusamine does not do any recoil damage. She just has high HP. So that's also a good thing. And again, with move gauge refresh 4 included plus the high speed stat, you'll probably be able to hit the enemy quite a number of times in a row with her, you know, her steel. What's the thing again? With her steel type move. I forgot what the steel type move is. And her prismatic laser. So that's that, guys. That's that. I think that ends my overall analysis for them. And once again, as I always say, probably go for your faves. And don't follow the meta because, you know, Pokemon Masters is just introducing more and more and more and more and more sync pairs every now and then. And they're prioritizing obviously some favorite sync pairs and not releasing the unreleased sync pairs yet, like Victor and Lucas. And I don't know why they want to give so many alternate outfits to sync pairs with alternate outfits. Shake my head. Alessa already has Sygna Suit Alessa. So this is the third Alessa. Leon already has Sygna Suit Leon and the normal Leon. Nessa, well, Nessa is Nessa. So that's fine. Yeah. Probably there will be a new meta coming on February in the 2.5 year anniversary. So scout for your faves. Don't follow the meta if you don't want, but she's a very strong unit. And out of all these, the most worth it unit to scout for probably, I would say the next unit that I would scout for in terms of overall analysis, I would rank Lusamine as 1, Leon as 2, and I don't know how to rank the others. Honestly, I do not know. The last will be the Spotlight Scouts. I'm not sure which is more superior, Nessa or Alessa. Alessa is a very, very good debuffer. Nessa is a very good hail setter. I have to analyze them first before talking about ranking them. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys learned something from this overall sync pair analysis of Sygna Suit Lusamine and Necrozma. And if you did, make sure again to hit the thumbs up button because it really helps the channel out. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click on the subscribe button and join the gang, join the community, because we're headed towards 10k subs. I would like to give a huge shout out to all my members once again. Thank you, Shadowphil, Marcella. Roy said not to call Nick, so Nicholas Wang. Alcin, Aryan Sink, Blaze, John909, Poplio Gaming, Roy Ackerman, Lukami D. Armakose, Popwat, Visual, Chrome Dome, Sasri Ambrion, Blue Rose, Victor for the support. Thank you so much. If you want to help me out, you know, these videos take forever to do. Click on the join button and you can help out the channel for as low as $1 a month. And you'll have a spiffy Pokeball badge beside your name. And that Pokeball just evolves every now and then until you get a Master Ball badge. And for those with a Master Ball badge, I'm thinking how to make it better for you guys. We'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Yeah, this team's called Grunt. Stay tuned for the others. I'm gonna make an analysis video of them in the near future. In the meantime, good luck with your scouts. Record your scouts. I'm gonna react to your scouts. See you in the next video. Right.